Okay, so I'm the host. I'm going to do a screen share. Tell me if this is working here. I'm going to share out my desktop. And can you see a photo there?
We see it.
Okay, so that is a photo of a naked lady in a small town square. That is the fountain with a naked lady and two little cherubs in Wolcott, New York. Okay, and the reason I'm showing it to you, it's a key visual image in this song. Okay, all right, so I'm going to unshare now, or try to. And Jim, I'm going to hand it back over to you. Since you've indulged me, thank you for that. Make host. Change host. All right, Jim, there you go. You're the guy again. Okay. So what? Oh, okay. Well, let me do a little different view here because I might want to record this myself later. Speaker view. Okay. So the song is called Thanksgiving, and it's a real, an honest to goodness actual event that was an annual part of our childhood. I have two brothers, an older brother Carl who wrote the song, a younger brother Rick, a mom and a dad, at least until they got divorced. And we lived in Buffalo, New York, kind of in the inner core of the city there. Our aunt and uncle lived in Oswego, New York, which, if you know your geography of Upper New York State, is across Lake Ontario from Gordon Lightfoot. Okay, there's several ways to get to Oswego. Usually, you take the interstate to Syracuse and go north. But my dad wanted to take the rural route, kind of the Blue Highway, which is Old Route 104, which winds its way through all the little hamlets of the Niagara frontier on the way to Oswego, which is on the southern shore of Lake Ontario. It's about a 150-mile drive, which isn't that long, really, about 3 hours in the car. But when you got three little boys in the back seat, like killing each other, it made it seem like probably a 500-mile drive for my parents. When we were getting really close, we would hit Wolcott, New York, which is just south of Oswego, and that's when we knew we were almost there to Thanksgiving at Uncle Gordon's house. And Uncle Gordon and Aunt Norma had us over for Thanksgiving, and he did a prayer, even though he wasn't a religious guy. He did a prayer at Thanksgiving that was also an annual thing, since we didn't tend to pray at the table at our house. So this is a travelogue song about Thanksgiving in the Eddy household in Oswego, up Route 104 through Wolcott, where we would see the statue of a naked lady in a small town square. All right, here we go. Route 104 along the shore of Lake Ontario. The peak of autumn's blaze was just a memory. My window framed a chilly portrait, cold and damp and gray. But November brought about a gathering of our family. Three boys jammed into the backseat, teasing endlessly, asking every mile or so, are we almost there? And every year the answer was provided the same way, by the statue of a naked lady in a small town square. Are we almost there, Dad? Are we almost there? Time for dinner, smell the simmer, turkey in the air. Dad and Mother and my brother's Uncle Gordon's prayer, and the statue of a naked lady in a small town square. When we gathered at the table in the afternoon, there were faces that we hadn't seen since the year before. We reminisced and shared new stories of the family. In between the mashed potatoes, pumpkin pie, and more. When the meal was over, when the dishes were all clean, with the fire glowing in the hearth, time would seem to freeze. Mom would show her skill at Scrabble, others fell asleep. One year O.J. Simpson set a record on TV. And are we almost there, Dad? Are we almost there? It's time for dinner. Smell the simmer, turkey in the air. Dad and Mother and my brother's Uncle Gordon's prayer. And the statue of a naked lady in a small town square. Now over 50 years have passed, we've lost some family. Thanksgivings now are different, new voices fill the air. But for a moment, every year my thoughts will drift away. And memories of traditions past will almost take me there. Are we almost there, Dad? Are we almost there? Time for dinner, smell the simmer, turkey in the air. Dad and Mother and my brother's Uncle Gordon's prayer. And the statue of a naked lady in a small town square. Statue of a naked lady in a small town square. All right.